Massive HDB BTO flats. What does it mean for the HDB resale and private market? Hi, my name is Alan from Alan V Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'll be talking about the impact of the massive HDB BTO flats in recent years and what it means for the rest of the market. Especially so if you are holding onto a resale HDB flat or a 99 years leasehold condominium. In the short term, will the massive HDB BTO flats hurt the market? Will it drive demand away from the resale market or even the new home segment? What about in the longer term, when these HDB BTO flats obtain their MOP and can be resold in the resale market? What will these BTO owners be looking at with this newfound wealth? Without further ado, let's dive straight into the details. Just to give you some history on HDB BTO flats, do you know back in 2009, there are fewer BTO flats for sale as compared to recent years? For example, in this Straits Times article dated 25th November 2009, HDB launched 9,000 flats in 2009. This is followed by 16,000 flats in 2010 and 25,000 flats in 2011. For those who are old enough to understand Singapore politics, back in the 2011 general election, the PAP was swept into power by garner its lowest vote share of 60.1% since independence. They also lost adjoining GRC to the Workers' Party. This also marked the first time a GRC was won by an opposition party since the introduction of GRCs. Subsequently, underperforming ministers are removed or rotated, and Mr. Fix-It-All, Minister Kah Boon Wan, took over the Minister of National Development portfolio. In the next few years, he seriously looked into housing and ramped up the housing supply. More flats are made available not only in non-mature estates, but also in mature estates. Pockets of empty land are rezoned for housing in prime locations. Greenfield sites are cleared away and make way for new towns such as Bidadari, Tampines North, Sembawang, and others. When Minister Kam stepped down, Mr. Desmond Lee took over and continued the good work and ramped up BTO flats. In 2023, HDB has launched a total of 22,780 BTO flats, including 1,500 under the sales of balance flat exercise. HDB total flats launched for 2023 stand at 24,447 flats. For 2024, HDB has committed to launch another 19,600 new flats. As usual, HDB BTO and sales of balance flats program are always well received by most Singaporeans. This year is HDB's 60 years anniversary. They have to date built 1.25 million HDB flats for Singaporeans. 90% of HDB households own their flats, and many other accolades HDB has done over the past years. Let us give them a round of applause for their nation-building effort. Firstly, let's take a look at the most recent HDB BTO flat prices. For this video, I will use Bedok South Bloom for our example. These are 528 units of 2-room flexi and 4-room flats that are located along New Upper Changi Road and near the popular Bedok South Wet Market and Hawker. This is a site map with 2 residential blocks of 25 stories each, a precinct pavilion, and a multi-story car park with a preschool on the ground floor. Bedok South Bloom will be designed with large landscaping. Activity space are available in the form of children playground and the fitness corner located within the project garden green. A typical 2-room flat will cost between 236,000 and 284,000. This is the typical floor plan with a bigger layout having a flexible space that buyers can use according to their preference, such as dining, study, or an extra bed. A 4-bedroom will cost between 491,000 to 638,000. Are they expensive? Well, it depends on which side of the fence are you sitting on. If you are a seller, you will say it is very cheap compared to neighboring resale flats. If you don't believe me, it's okay. Please look at HDB data then. These are HDB numbers on the different price range between BTO flats and resale flats. I can guarantee Chop that HDB numbers are far more conservative. If you are active in the resale market looking for resale flats, you will know what I mean. What if you are a potential buyer? Again, most buyers will want to buy as cheaply as possible. Who will say it is cheap? Confirm most buyers will say it is expensive. But deep in their heart, they will whack the most expensive 4-room flat available for sale. Why? Well, after MOP, most of them will go to Singapore pool to collect their sales proceeds. Close one eye, easily 50% profit margin. Those who bought heavily subsidized 2 or 3 room flat can even make 100% profit margin from their original purchase price. So you see, all will make money. Buying BTO flats is a no-brainer. The government already give you a Mao San Wang, you still don't want to hope that durian. Here, some ask why can't HDB give further discounts to buyers? HDB give you a lot of subsidies already. If they show hand, this means the entire HDB resale market will crash. If everyone go for BTO flats, then who will want to buy the more expensive resale flat? If Singaporeans are chasing after that BTO windfall, this also spells danger to our society. We will all become complacent, and this will lead to a slopey slope downwards. On another note, let's be fair to HDB. No policy in the world will satisfy 100% of the people. As long the majority of the population are satisfied, I think this is good enough. Let us move on. Based on my experience, wherever there is a sales or balance flat exercise, most recent buyers who are eligible for the BTO flat will flock to HDB website to book a unit. This means the only buyers available in the resale market are those that are not eligible. This means only those ex-private property owners, singles, PRs, those with foreign spouse, and those that exceed the income ceiling will be actively looking into the resale market. Here, I don't have any numbers on this segment. They are only eligible for resale flats. But I can safely say they only form less than half of all buyers. Let's assume 50% of buyers are enticed to book a BTO flats. This means the remaining half of the buyers will be house hunting in the resale market. What does this mean for the resale market? Obviously, the intention is to cool the red-hot HDB resale market, especially so with a likely GE this year. Some say it will continue to be supported by resale buyers. Some say it will be affected. I think the jury is not out yet. Not forgetting, those BTO owners who have achieved their MOP will be out in force to find replacement resale flats. This is one of the many reasons why we have $1 million BTO flats. It's not unusual to see more $1 million flats in the future. So please, don't make a big hoo-ha when a new $1 million HDB flat has been recorded. I told you before, a decade ago, when I sell HDB flat for $500,000, they say sell already. Today, if I never sell a HDB flat for $1 million, you will say I key sell. Very hard to please all of you. Anyway, in the longer term, older HDB flat will face headwind ahead, as previously mentioned. Buyers will be concerned about its depreciating lease. Here, I think I better don't say so much. Later, those staying in old flats will click the thumb down and affect my video. You know I know can ready. But for those that can still exit, faster move on to a newer flat before you live with uncertainty. This is interesting. I'll break up the private property market into 2 segments. The new home and the resale market. For the new home market, most of the buyers rightfully should be HDB upgraders. This is especially so for those in the mass market. HDB buyers always form the bulk in this segment. However, with high land costs and high construction costs, developers have to sell at a higher per square feet. A typical 3-bedroom today will easily set you back by $2.3 million. Unless the MOP owners are staying in Queenstown or Bidadari Estate, where they can sell close to $1 million. Otherwise, those staying in more heartland locations will have difficulties upgrading to new homes. This also explains the weaker take-up rate for most new launches in recent months. If there are fewer HDB buyers, who will buy it? Singles? Do you think Singapore has so many rich singles? Single now got chance to buy a brand new 2-room BTO flat in mature estate. This has already been announced by HDB. This means single will have more housing choice. Then, what about foreigners? ABSD at 60%. This means they haven't even warmed their seat. They already lose money. That is why the percentage of foreigners buying private property is declining today. Sidetrack, if I'm a property developer today, I will hold my horses. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market. Back to the resale market. This is especially so for 99 years leasehold condo. Most such homes are purchased by HDB upgraders who aspire to a condo lifestyle. Again, do you know, most HDB upgraders are not too keen on these condo facilities. Frankly speaking, they are more concerned about the space and the capital appreciation. Do you think I don't know Singaporean? I've been doing sales since 2009 for the good 15 years. They haven't even thought I can already read their mind. If the demand for resale condo is soaked away by BTO flats, what does this mean for the resale market in general? For those newer condos that have just achieved their TOP and are ready to move in, their prices are not cheap for these HDB upgraders. A typical 3-bedroom in Serangoon is going for $2 million. Those in Sengkang or Punggol, where they are more than 10 years old, are easily going above 1.5 million. This means those HDB upgraders who upgrade to a newer condo must have strong financial income. Else those that don't have will have to turn to the BTO or resale market instead. That is why BTO flats in mature town are so popular, even if they are selling above 700,000. To such buyers, this is half the price of owning a 99 years HDB flat in comparison to a 99 years leasehold condo. The best part, there is no high maintenance fees, plus you continue to receive generous CDC voucher to SNCC rebates. Isn't this the best gift from HDB, or bluntly speaking, taxpayers' money, or our money? That is why, for 99 years condo that hold their prices, they must have a strong unique selling point, like near a school or an MRT station. Going forward, if there are HDB BTO flats that are launched nearby, this may indirectly impact the demand for such private homes. My analogy is very simple. Will you pay 1 million for the 1-bedroom condo, or will you pay 1 million for the 5-room HDB resale flat that just MOP? Well, the choice is yours. In summary, so much about the demand that has been soaked away by BTO flats. At the same time, we have a massive amount of BTO flats achieving their MOP in the next few years. Such BTO MOP buyers will be spoiled for choice. For those who are eligible for BTO flats, they will continue to utilize their second BTO application. For those that are not, they will either turn their attention to HDB resale flats, mass market condos, or even new homes that are within their budget. Here, the resale market for both the HDB and private market is very dynamic. Which way will they turn depend on a host of factors, both on the micro and macro level. A lobang here, for those who are still eligible for BTO flats, faster seize the opportunity to apply for one before HDB moderate the supply once they have achieved its objective. That's all. I've come to the end of this video. If you have any opinion on this video, I welcome you to comment in the description below. By the way, if you have any housing plans, you're more than welcome to contact me. See you soon.